All right, today we're stepping into a pretty profound world. We're going to explore a practice where your body, it becomes a kind of bridge to something sacred. We're talking about Gurdjieff's movements. And this isn't about exercise, not really. It's more like a living meditation, a language that the soul speaks. So let's dive in.
I mean, just think about that for a second. This idea really sets the stage for everything. It's saying that the universe isn't just random chaos. It's a symphony, a dance of living geometry. And the whole idea behind Gurdjieff's work is that we can actually learn to tune our own bodies into this cosmic dance. And that's really the big question, isn't it? What if you, through very specific, conscious actions, could actually align yourself with that grand design? What could you unlock inside yourself if you did? Okay, so first things first, we have to be really clear about what these movements are not. So get the idea of performance or entertainment out of your head. We're talking about something way deeper. The source material even calls them prayers in motion. Great. So the whole point, the whole purpose is what matters. Every single posture, every gesture is designed with incredible precision. But it's not for an audience to look at. It's for the person doing it. The entire goal is to turn your awareness inward, to see yourself with a brand new kind of clarity. This really gets to the heart of it. The movements are presented as a key, a tool you can use to get into parts of yourself that are usually just asleep, they're dormant, totally inaccessible in our normal day-to-day autopilot lives. So, you might be wondering, how did this ancient knowledge even get to the modern world? Well, the answer lies in the incredible journey of this really enigmatic guy named George Gurdjieff. And look, Gurdjieff wasn't just a tourist. His travels were a decades-long, absolutely relentless quest. He was actively seeking out these remote monasteries, hidden Sufi groups, learning these incredible forms from masters who'd kept them alive for generations. He was basically piecing together a lost teaching. Now, Gurdjieff's work didn't just appear out of nowhere. You can see clear echoes of it in other ancient traditions. I mean, think about the intense focus of the Sufi whirling dervishes, or the incredible symbolic precision of ancient temple dances. They all point to this long, long history of using the body to find spiritual insight. To really get what the movements are all about, you have to understand Gurdjieff's basic model of who we are. He said that we're not just one single thing. We're what he called a three-centered being. And here they are. You've got the intellectual center for your thoughts, the emotional center for your feelings, and the moving center for, well, your physical actions and habits. Now, here's the problem. In our normal lives, these three brains are almost never working together. Our mind is off worrying about the future, our emotions are stuck reacting to the past, and our body is just running on autopilot. We're completely fragmented. And that is the absolute genius of this practice. These complex, totally unfamiliar sequences, they're like a hard reboot for your system. They're so precise, so mathematically exact, that you literally cannot do them on autopilot. There's just no way. You are forced to think, feel, and move all at once, as one unified being, right here, in this moment. It's a forced integration. Okay, so this brings us to the most important part of the whole thing. The physical movements you see on the outside, that's just the beginning. The real work, the real transformation happens on the inside. It happens in what the source calls the architecture of attention. This idea of divided attention is the engine that drives everything. It's a state where you're aware of two things at once. You're not just doing the movement. You are actively observing yourself doing the movement. You're watching your body, you're watching your thoughts, you're watching your feelings, all at the same time, without judging any of it. So this internal work really stands on three pillars. First, you're building that simultaneous awareness, watching yourself in action. Then, the weird, unfamiliar movements, they act as an interruption. They literally snap you out of your normal autopilot. And the result of all that effort? It's presence, with a capital P, being totally anchored right here, right now. Now, Gurdjieff was really clear that this isn't some passive, feel-good thing. It requires what he called conscious labor. And that phrase, intentional suffering, doesn't mean causing yourself pain. It means embracing the discomfort of going against your own ingrained habits, that struggle to keep your attention focused, the frustration when you can't get a posture right. That friction is where the real growth happens. You are deliberately fighting your own robot-like nature. So where does all this lead? What's the end game of all this effort and attention?
Well, the ultimate goal isn't just to learn the movements, it's to become the movement. You see, the movements, with all their precise angles and forms, are like a physical expression of universal laws. They are that living geometry we talked about. And when you practice with that intense level of attention, you're basically allowing that sacred geometry to literally re-pattern your inner world, to create a whole new kind of harmony inside you. And to make this really concrete, you can try a little version of this yourself. It's super simple. Just for 5 minutes, try conscious walking. Don't worry about where you're going. Instead, put all of your attention on the feeling of your feet hitting the ground, on the rhythm of your breath. That simple shift from destination to pure awareness will give you a little taste of the powerful internal work we've been talking about. So we'll end with this final thought. The invitation here isn't just to do an action, but to embody it so completely that the line between you and the movement just dissolves. And in that union, you might just find your own inner world starting to echo the incredible, beautiful harmony of the universe itself.